Hi everyone, I'm Tom Slavic. Welcome to TSPN's News for today. Let's take a look at our stories. The critical pump, one of the three at Silver Lake Pines Pump Station that delivers water from the McCollum River to Amador Water Agency's upcountry customers, was out of service for 10 days after staff found the pump spraying water on September 30th. Another of the three pumps has been compromised since September when electrical storms knocked out the communication system that runs the pump. AWA Field Service Manager Chris McCade said Thursday that Amador Water Agency crews were able to get the pump up and running for about $1,500 using in-house crews, and directors applauded AWA crews for keeping up with the upcountry water demand in spite of several days of 100-degree weather and the temperatures and the damaged communication system. And McCade said this is the third time since July that emergency repairs have been needed on the upcountry pumped water system. In a press release dated October 4th, 2012, Catherine D. Hardy, Forest Supervisor of the Eldorado National Forest, begins with the history of the 2008 U.S. National Forest Public Wheeled Motorized Travel Management Final Environmental Impact Statement. That's the ENFTM, FEIS, and the Record of Decision, the ROD, that designated roads and trails to be open for public motor vehicle use and prohibited cross-country travel. In 2009, a complaint was filed with the Eastern District Federal Court, and this court's 2011 decision found that the Forest Service failed to comply with the National Forest Management Act, that's NEFMA, in connection with its analysis and designation of routes encountering meadows in particular, and the court found that the Forest Service had designated 42 routes through meadows which was inconsistent with certain standards and guidelines in both the Forest 1989 Land and Resource Management Plan, the LRMP, and standards and guidelines within the 2004 Sierra Nevada Forest Plan Amendment, SNFPA, which amended the ENFRLMP. And the court pointed out that the error in the agency's travel management decision was limited to 42 routes designated for public wheeled motorized travel that have some segments that go through meadows. In response to this decision, there is now a need for determining whether public wheeled motor vehicle use will be allowed on the portions of the 42 specific routes designated for such use in the Eldorado National Forest Public Wheeled Motorized Travel Management EIS Record of Decision of March 2008. And Forest Supervisor Hardy, in her press release, is proposing new designations. Public meetings will be held to amend the Eldorado National Forest Plan as amended by SNFPA SG 100. And public meetings will be held for comments by the public and local officials. The public meeting to be held locally will be Monday, October 29th, 2012, at 3 o'clock to 8 p.m. at the Jackson Civic Center. That's 33 Broadway in Jackson. Encouraging attendance and participation, Amador County Supervisor John Plaz, in a press release said Friday, October 12th, states, "We need to all show up at the Jackson Civic Center on October 29th between 3 and 8 and let Forest Supervisor Kathy Hardy know how important reopening these off-highway vehicle trails and roads are important to all of us, and they not only provide us the public access to our public lands, but they are also vital to the local high country economy. Many businesses, from quick stop gas stations to campgrounds and restaurants, benefit from the off-highway vehicle-based tourism that travels the Highway 88 corridor." Supervisor Plaz continues saying, "Forest Supervisor Hardy has told me directly that her proposed action is to amend the forest plan so that most of these routes can be reopened in as short a time as possible." Plaz continues saying, given the litigation of the U.S. Forest Service routinely faces from environmental groups and even their own employees, she, Forest Supervisor Hardy, needs all the public comment in support of that action she can get. Plaz ends his press release asking the public to please get the word out and let the U.S. Forest Service know that we feel that public lands belong to the public at large and are for all of us to enjoy in the manner we choose. Plaz adds that claims that off-highway vehicles would cause some irreparable environmental harm to grassy areas that our great-grandfathers traveled in steel-wheeled wagons and carts are just bogus. Ending his call to action with, I know we weren't listened to by the U.S. Forest Service ideologues of the past, but let's give the new supervisor the benefit of the doubt and the chance to write her own legacy. Amador Fire Protection Authority board members Connie Gonzalez, Jake Herfel, Ted Novelli, Hal Gamble, Ronald Smiley, Greg Baldwin, and John Asmus during their regular board meeting will discuss the following agenda items. 1. Measure M funds, discussion and possible action. Disbursement of 2012-2013 fiscal year Measure M funds. Fire Department Consolidation Status Report on the Department Consolidation efforts. And schedule board meetings for the 2013 discussion and possible action relative to that subject. And lastly, a review and approval of the regular minutes of the Board of Directors meeting of September 20th, 2012, as presented or revised. And the meeting will be held Thursday, October 18th, 2012. The meeting begins at 4 in the board chambers at the Amador Administration Center, 810 Court Street, Jackson. LAFCO Chairman Ted Novelli has canceled the October LAFCO meeting as there are no urgent items to be heard on this month's agenda, reports Roseanne Chamberlain, the Amador LAFCO Executive Officer. Let's take a quick look at our weather for today. Sunny, with a high of 84, a low of 53, winds out of the northwest 10 miles an hour. On Wednesday, sunny high 85 with a low of 56 degrees, winds east 5 miles an hour. And on Thursday, a high of 88, so it's getting warmer with a low of 56. Air quality index report, it's good today at 50 and good on Wednesday at 47. And our topic for today's news interview will be the redesignation of the off-highway vehicle roads in the El Dorado National Forest Plan, and my guest will be Amador County Supervisor John Plows, who's in the studio with me now. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this break. You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.